volume? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. My name is Chris. You might know me as Film Stock on YouTube. But welcome to the last panel of the Upside Down Con. Today, we're joined by two stars from Stranger Things Season 3. You might know them as the cherry slurpee-loving Smirnoff or the Russian Terminator. Make some noise for Alec Utgoff and Andrey Ivchenko. All right, so before we get into some questions from the audience, I want to kind of break the ice here and ask both you guys, outside of Stranger Things, let's talk about the early days of your acting career. Did you always know that you wanted to be an actor? How did you get into acting?
Well, the way I got into acting is I just auditioned for schools, really. I thought it was going to be easy. And, it wasn't. That's it.
What about you, Andrew?
Well, I did theater in middle school for 4 years, but I thought I loved the movies and TV shows so much. So when I was a kid, I always thought like, hey, I would like to be in the movies, but couldn't I guess realize that dream. But then I did theater for 4 years, and then much later, I got into acting, stunts.
Yeah, very cool. So when it comes to Stranger Things, I love to hear about like the casting process. So everything leading up to landing the role in the show, like how did that go? Do you remember the moment you received the call, and were you aware of how big Stranger Things was at the time? I know that when you got cast, there were only 2 seasons. Now we're coming up on the 5th. Like, how was your experience landing the role?
I tried not to watch it, and I hadn't seen it at that time because it was only, I think the first season was out, I think when the audition process was happening. And they sent me 2 scenes, completely opposing characters. One was a protagonist, the other antagonist, and they kind of picked the protagonist role more. And they just wrote around what they saw, really, and they let me go with it, whatever I did, whatever I was doing. So I knew it was going to be a big show. I knew it was a big show, at that time, especially because all of my friends went crazy. But I tried not to watch it, not to psych myself out, so when I came to, I thought I was pretty level-headed, I think.
Did you know what you were auditioning for?
Not when I initially auditioned. Yeah.
So with me was this that thing, like my manager submitted me to a casting call which said we need Eastern European actors for upcoming projects for 2018. So when I got 2 auditions, one was for lab assistant and another was for villain. I didn't know what format I should audition because auditioning for the movie is a little bit different than auditioning for TV show. So I guess I did it like something in the mid, more like for the movie. I did 2 auditions and my manager sent to the casting director. Then they sent only audition for the villain. I did the same tape, sent it back to casting director. Then casting director, she called me to audition for her for the same villain part at her office, which I did. And there was like a waiting game. In between those auditions, it probably was like 2.5, 3 weeks, and the last time I auditioned at her office, it probably was about 2 to 3 weeks as well. And then they called my manager. I still, keep in mind, I didn't know what I was auditioning for. And so my manager got a call and casting director saying that I booked a part, and my manager was asking like, so what is this? What's the project? So she said it's Stranger Things for 2 episodes. And no, I was watching Stranger Things from season 1, so I was a fan. And when I booked it, the Duffers told me later that the casting director, it was like they were auditioning, because like Alec he lives in England, so they were auditioning all over the world. And all these like thousands and thousands of tape casting director got, she only selected 300, and she sent those 300 to Duffers, and Duffers were watching them, and they told me like when, they saw my audition, they were like, that's the guy, and then they scrubbed those 2 episodes, and then they went back to drawing board and put me in 7 out of 8.
Yeah, so speaking of the Duffer Brothers, the masters behind this whole thing, what is it like working with them on set? Because a lot of us follow like the behind-the-scenes productions of new seasons, and they'll give us these behind-the-scenes teasers, and it's no secret they're real keen on attention to detail. What, in specific, do you have one moment where you remember them, like having a directorial encounter with them, where they gave you some advice? Did you learn anything from them? Like, what was it like watching them behind the camera doing their craft?
I think they left you to your thing, really. They didn't, I don't think, intervene in my case. Certainly, they let me go with it. And they just created a great supportive atmosphere around. So you worked in very comfortable conditions. And that is very difficult to do, considering this would be the 3rd season. And there's a lot of pressure and expectation. So I found them to be very positive and excited and motivated. So 24/7 they were thinking about this project. And they were such huge fans of Spielberg, it seemed to me, all those movies. And it was such a big part of their kind of vision that you were part of that. You were part of that. You got excited yourself. Obviously the kids, I felt, were very positive, were very helpful and supportive, and the big stars with David Harbour and Winona Ryder, and they were very open.
Yeah.
I think they understood that you're coming in to this kind of thing, and they tried to make it very.
I think that's
Yeah.
you can see that it resonates to the screen. Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of Spielberg and just influence on the show, I know you play Grigori, and you've been deemed like the Terminator of the show. Did you watch a lot of Arnold in that role to prepare, or did you have any 80s movie stars that you were watching to prep for the role?
As a matter of fact, when the Soviet Union collapsed and we started to, end of 80s, we started to get VCR players, and we had a really bad copies of American movies we started to get in, and some guys, they actually made a business out of it. They were renting the rooms, and they was putting the one TV, these boxy ones, and they put 5 rows of the chairs, and they sold the tickets. And you can go there and you can see these really blurry movies, You barely can understand what's going on the screen, but because it was the first American movies we saw at the time, so it was everybody was so excited. So yes, I watched the Terminator, and I cannot even tell you how many times.
I imagine, yeah. I mean, it shows. I mean, you are the Terminator of Stranger Things. It's awesome. You crushed it.
Yeah. So,
give it up for him. Yeah.
Thank you, guys. It was when people asking me, for example, how did you prepare for this role? And I'm like, I didn't, because you could wake me up in the middle of the night and I could tell you everything about how Terminator would do things, But I can second what Alex said about Duffers. I'm really grateful that they trusted for this part, they trusted me with my choices, because yes, when we first met, they said, you know, this season is going to be homage to 80s and 90s TV shows and TV movies, and it's going to be like, you know, Die Hard and Terminator and Indiana Jones, etc., etc. But obviously, like Grigori character, he's not a machine. So I had to incorporate machine-like things with human being. And I've never got from duffers like, oh, you know, we disagree with your choice, we think you should do this way. They always trusted it. But at the same time, why this show is so great also. I'm sorry I'm taking up this time.
Outrageous.
But I think, I'm talking for him, because he doesn't like to talk, you know. But why this show is so great and so popular, because duffers actually they like to have control with every little things that happen on set. From like a wardrobe to filming to building the set, they want to see everything. And because of that, because they have a vision and they know how it has to be done, that's why it shows so great.
That's awesome.
And successful.
If you guys have any questions for them, you can go ahead and start lining up right now. But I've got one question I have to ask. It's a bit outlandish, so bear with me. But obviously in season 3, both your characters bite the dust. They don't make it out. Imagine if they survived, almost in like a what-if scenario. What if your characters were still alive? What do you envision they would be doing in Hawkins or other places?
Well, I would imagine my character and Murray would probably have like a husband and wife relationship.
I'm here for it.
You know?
That'd be something else.
Yeah.
He couldn't survive. I shoot him in the heart.
Yeah.
There is no coming back from that.
You never know, it's Stranger Things.
But you know, like with Grigori, it's like fans already gave me so many choices. You know, first of all, I could, because I disintegrated in that cannon, I could go down into Upside Down and survive there and come back. You know,
Like a mutant.
Yeah.
Like sort of.
Or the second choice, it could be my twin brother coming back for the revenge, right?
Oh yeah.
Anything's possible with the Duck Brothers,
They've
right?
never done that before.
No, that'd be pushing the boundary for them. We can start doing some questions now from the audience. If you want to tell us your name and then question.
My name's Cassie, and my question is, what was your favorite scene to film?
My favorite scene, I'll start, if that's okay. My favorite scene would be probably the fair, because the amount of money they spent on making it authentic, and every piece of furniture, whatever, they're very serious about making it just perfect. And it kind of felt like the 80s fair. So we got to go on rides as well as play with, you know.
That's awesome.
Good stuff.
Yeah. You have an answer for this one?
I like physicality in my character, so I think the final battle when me and David fought in that Russian base was pretty good.
Yeah.
And you know, it took a long time to shoot, but the scene came out pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And I think also basement scene was pretty cool as well.
I was in it.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's great. Thank you for the question.
Thank you, that's a great question.
Hello, my name is Sherry, and I'm a hardcore Joyce and Hopper fan. You were both featured in season 3, which has some of the best Joyce and Hopper scenes. And at times, it looked like you were both just thrown around by David Harbour. And I wondered, is there improvisation in the fights and the interrogation? And in general, what was it like working with David and Winona?
There is, yeah, they both awesome. I had like really fun time with them. regarding to fights, there's a whole stunt team with a stunt coordinator, and they put together all the fights. You rehearse with the stunt guys, then I rehearsed with David as well. And then some scenes like that final battle, for example, it's completely different unit. It's a second unit they call, and stunt coordinator direction that unit because it's all about action. So that's what we did for 4 days shooting that scene.
He had a stunt. I had nobody. Literally, they went, Alec, you'll take it. Right. But David has very gentle hands. So I felt completely safe. And he's a great actor, honestly. Like, so he did most of the work. Yeah, it was pretty easy for me.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Michaela. I just wanted to say my family is huge fans of your characters. We love them, and we are really sad that you guys are not going to be in any other seasons. But my question is, did either of you have to correct or rewrite any Russian lines you had to speak, or was it pretty accurate?
It was
We speak Russian.
and the lines that they wrote was actually really
Oh,
good.
you're talking about the lines. Oh,
Yeah,
I can tell
the
you. I
lines.
can tell you about that. Okay.
Before he goes into, he's getting older, so the dribble is going to go.
No, it just I had an issue, to be honest with that. Not the first project. Not the first project where the thing is in Hollywood they have to hire interpreters that license, right? So and those interpreters they're not always correct. So the translation. I had to correct a lot of translation I saw there, and that amusement park scene. There was a couple of words. Was a phrase that I changed it, and an interpreter wasn't happy about it. But the way she wrote it wasn't really correct. It wasn't like, it was more book language than just language that when people talk in between themselves. So I changed, she wasn't happy, and I used for a few takes, and then a producer came to me and he said that it's a swearing word, and it wasn't. I swear, like they're using it in the books even. And he's like, like our team thinking like you have to come up with something else, so I come up with another word. But like, yeah, it's, I did another project where they also hired an interpreter, and it was really bad translation. And a main character who was Russian actress, she said, I'm not gonna do this until you hire the proper one, and it will be proper translation, and the production has to do that.
I agree. Usually it's not great the way they translate it, and certainly you can't use it in film or TV series, and I'm not a writer, so writing my own things I'm a bit careful with, so I kind of went with what they wrote. But in this project specifically, I find they more or less, it was better certainly than what I've read before in other projects, because sometimes it just doesn't make sense at all. So yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
My name is Bree, and my question is, what was the process behind the Russian base scenes, specifically the huge laser that was used to open the gate, and then also Grigori's death scene with Hopper? What was the BTS of all of that?
Well, the whole scene with opening the gate, you're just asking about the behind the scenes, what was on set at that time?
Yes.
Yeah, so that cannon didn't exist. It was a few pipes put together in the length of that cannon. and the stairs, and they build around that cannon. They build basically that Russian base. They build platform, and in the middle of that cannon was a revolving element where I got thrown in. That's it. That's what existed on set, and everything else. And it was obviously in front of that cannon was a wall. But everything else around that, what you see on the screen, it's all CGI, it's all VFX.
All right, thank you.
Hi, my name's Georgia, and I was wondering if, like, what your favorite Slurpee was.
I'm guessing that's mine. So, this is... Well, you want me to say cherry, I know. As a character, and I do like cherry if I drink a Slurpee, but usually I like blueberry and raspberry mixed, you know, and a hot dog. You're welcome.
Hello, my name is Harrison, and my question for you is, what is your favorite memory working with each other?
I don't have one, do you? It was the lunch.
No, it was fun. It was actually when we did amusement park, because it was a night shoot. It was crazy cold.
Yeah.
I talked to Kara yesterday about that. We had like two big heaters, and the cost was so massive. They were shooting 2 units, and they built that amusement park on somebody's property. It was whoever family owns the ranch, they have a huge piece of land. They brought all the equipment there, and they built whole amusement park on that property. But it was so massive. Duffers shooting first unit was shooting in one side of that amusement park, and we were shooting in another. But like it was so cold through the night, and they ran out of jackets. So we tried, you know, in between the takes, everybody tried to like, you know, elbow through and get to that heater, you know, stand for a little bit, you know, to get warm. But I was like, I felt really bad for Brad Gelman, because that dude was like literally in the shorts and wife beater.
Thank you so much.
Hi, my name's Elizabeth Rose, and first I wanted to say I love your YouTube videos, Chris.
Thank you very much.
And the question is, what is your favorite thing to do in between takes?
I like to stay behind, actually. I like to, you know, the thing about me, I don't think, it doesn't matter how much experience you have, you always can learn something new, you know, like somebody can do it better, or somebody can do the way that you like, oh, it's a great idea, you know, I'm gonna use it. So I like to stay, there's no point to go to the trailer and, you know, sit by myself and like be on the phone. I just, you know, sit in my chair on set and I'm just watching and trying to pick up new ideas.
Yeah, I agree. Just chatting to people, really, eating sweets off a food truck. There was a huge food truck. I was the only one there. The kids weren't there. So,
Thank you. You guys are awesome.
thank you.
Thanks.
If you were to be a different Stranger Things character, what would it be?
If I was...
If you were to be a different Stranger Things character, who would you want to be?
I'd be Dustin. I like Dustin's character.
Great pick.
Yeah.
Dusty Bones?
Yeah, Dusty Bun. I'll be Dusty Bun.
What about you?
I would be probably Steve.
Yeah.
Selling ice cream.
Pick the cool one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Violet, and my question is, what's your favorite place you've traveled?
Favorite place of travel as just me?
Like any country or state or city?
Any country? Well, I like Spain. I think it's fantastic. The food is great. Any Mediterranean.
I used to live in London for a few years, so I love UK. so much. I love history, so it's so much history in UK, Ireland, England, Scotland. You know, so I like to go around, see places.
Yeah. Storytelling.
Yep.
Thank you.
Would you win in a fight against a Demogorgon?
I would kick his ass.
And I'd be right behind him, watching him kick his ass.
Oh, that's great.
My name is Elijah. Hey again, Chris. My question is, did you keep the Woody Woodpecker stuffed animal that...
No.
Really?
No, I didn't, but I kept a watch that I took as a present to myself. Yeah. Well.
Thank you. Subscribe to Film Stock.
Thank you.
My name is Leland, and I wanted to ask if you could be a superhero in a superhero movie, what superhero would you be? And also, can you say, "I am the Terminator"?
It's for you, man.
Superhero. I would be Wolverine, but in Logan, when he's without his. I'm not big because I didn't grow up with superheroes, so I'm not into superheroes. But out of all superheroes, I like Logan because he basically doesn't have much superpower. What do you want me to say?
I am the Terminator.
I am the Terminator. I'll be back.
There you go.
Howdy. My name's Chase, and I want to know who was the most supportive actor on set.
Supportive? I think I would say Winona Ryder and David Harbour, right? Yeah. They're like the father and the mother of everyone.
Yeah. Jopper is what the fans call
But
it.
I think, like, you know, everybody actually is, you know, like if you have sat with like any actor, you know, they will, actors support each other, you know, not all of them, but like,
Did you look at me?
but no, I didn't look at you. But on Stranger Things set, like anybody you have a scene with, they pretty supportive.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mary Jane. Alec, I think I already told you Alexei was my favorite. Sorry, Grigori.
It's okay.
My question
Nobody
is,
hates me.
if you could recreate any 80s movie, what would it be and who would you play in that movie?
Oh, nice. Wow. 80s movies I watched. Yeah. Well, easy. Wow. 80s. 80s.
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future is a fantastic film. Jurassic Park's probably 90s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Back to the Future. I think that's a legitimately good film, and it was so popular back in the day. That's a really good concept. And who would I play? Well, Marty.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Or you could be Doc Brown, on theme with Alexei, doctors, you know?
I don't know if I'm crazy enough.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, fair.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, what is your favorite board game?
Chess maybe? Yeah, I play chess. That's the game I play, but I don't know any other board game, to be honest.
It's classic.
Yeah. For me, probably Monopoly or chess. Yeah. Both pretty cool. Yeah. Woo!
Thank you.
Monopoly.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Michael. This is for Alec. How many Slurpees did you drink while filming?
3, because I nailed it in 3.
There you go.
One take, Alec. That's what they call me. Well, honestly, it was a lot. But I didn't drink that much, honestly. They just filled up the top bit and made like a fake little thing on top of it. So I was just drinking from the bottom, really. So.
Thanks.
No worries. Now you know.
Those were real Slurpees? Because they said in another panel that ice cream
Real
was fake.
Slurpees.
Real Slurpees?
Yeah.
There you go.
They won't. They want to be in the character.
Hi, I'm Carter. What is your favorite scene in the show?
Oh, wow. From the first season, in my case, for sure. When they were riding on the bikes, I really liked those.
You mean in our season or in the whole show?
In the whole show.
In the whole show.
He said in the whole show.
Oh yeah.
It's very clear.
I like the first season. I like the first season. I don't even like. It's hard to tell. First season is so great. It's hard even to tell which scene is the favorite one. But I would say like the whole first season.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lil.
Hi, my name's Aaron Barker. How are you? The question is for you, Alec. We don't hate you, but we didn't appreciate what you did.
Thanks.
Justice for Alexei. So,
yes.
the scene where Hopper kicks you out of Murray's and you drive the car away. When you come back, you say like this really long sentence in Russian, but then Murray says that strawberry's fine. What did you say in Russian? Do you remember that? Was it something more?
It was literally, you need to get a pen and paper because you got to write everything down, kind of thing. So Murray just kind of shortened it to strawberry's fine.
Okay.
It's basically because I stopped, and where am I gonna go? I know now I'm an enemy there, I'm an enemy here. At least here they feed me.
We were hoping it was something a little more scandalous than a pen and paper, but that'll work.
Oh, like
that'll work, yeah.
swearing, I don't do.
Hey, no problem. Hey, but really appreciate the characters.
Thank you very much, brother. Thank you.
My name is Ada. If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Superpower. What would it be? Superpower.
What would your superpower be if you could have one?
Yeah.
Wow. I'd like to like have a superpower that Superman has, flying. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to pay for gas anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, with this economy.
Yeah. Probably teleporting would have been better.
That's even more efficient actually. Now that I think about it. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's a great question.
Hi, I'm Olivia. When you're not acting, what do you like to do?
I like to do nothing.
I like to watch if I will find something interesting, I like to watch movie or TV shows.
Yeah.
But unfortunately lately,
Yeah.
we're lucky in that department.
I like to read, really, and prepare for, especially if I have something that is period piece, that means like old school history sort of. I like to read the history of that period. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm Evie, and what do you think the saddest death in the whole show was?
Mine.
What's again?
Saddest death in the whole show.
Mine. How's your? I mean, yeah, majority. My death was like most brutal, disintegrated me in the cannon to the pieces.
Yeah.
Brutal. I'll say rest in peace, Eddie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's Ariana, and if you could change anything about Stranger Things, what would it be?
Oh.
You could change anything about
This is
Stranger Things.
recorded, by the way.
It is. Yeah. Pressure's on.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough question. I would change that I come back in season 4.
Oh God. Yes.
Stay till season 5.
Yeah. Got anything? Tough one.
No, it's a tough one. I was happy with my arc, to be honest with you, but I would have loved to explore that Murray and Alexei relationship for sure.
I would too. I wouldn't mind.
I think it would have been
sort of-
funny.
Yeah, like a spin-off, maybe. I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
What's your favorite moment?
Favorite what?
Favorite moment
in the film, in the series. Is that what you need?
In Stranger Things.
Stranger
Yes.
Things. Well,
Season 1.
Every oh, in the show. In the show. Yeah, season 1. I like season 1 for some reason. I like season 1 and season 3. And season 4 is great as well because it's, the episodes are bigger, you know, and season 5 is gonna be even bigger.
I hope so.
You know?
Yeah. That's what
But
I'm
I like
thinking.
season 1. I love. I wouldn't change anything. It's just perfect.
Same here, Giovanni. It was really good, especially the relationship between Eleven and Hopper in the first season. I found is really good.
Thank you.
Thank you, bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hi, my name's Max, and I was just wondering if you've ever met Arnold.
Not like I met him, but not like I talked to him. As I mentioned, I used to live in London, and I remember I was at Leicester Square. They have Leicester Square, that huge Leicester Square, that huge theater there where they do all the premieres. And I was there at the moment when they did Terminator 3 premiere. So they put this like fishnet, metal fishnet, you know, like a fence. And I was standing by that fishnet, and Arnold was right here giving an interview to some broadcast journalist.
Was he huge? Was he like?
No, at that time.
You were bigger.
Yeah, I was bigger.
Nice. Yeah.
But he was older a little bit than me, so.
Should have taken
Thank you.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah. And is that the final question? One final question to end the panel.
Let's do it.
Here we go.
Hi, what's it like seeing yourself die on screen?
I'm totally fine with that. I mean, I know it's not real, so like, but it was interesting. It was interesting. The only thing it was interesting to see how I died, because obviously, like when they were filming it, it's my stunt double just fly into that revolving element, you know.
Yeah. In my case, I was watching it and I knew exactly what was going on in my head in each take. And there was nothing to do with the show. Well, to an extent it was, but I went, oh, this is rubbish. Why am I thinking this? Why am I thinking this? So it's, as an actor, you know, you go through that moment. But I was in it. Kind of.
Well, thank you very much. That's going to do it for this panel. Let's give it up for Alec Utgoff and Andrey Ivchenko.
Thank you very much, guys.
Yep. Thank you, guys. Yeah, we're going to do a selfie real quick. So you guys can plump up. We're going to do a selfie.
Yep. Well, you have a phone.